Stu back with Raid Shadow Legends. We're going to kick this off. Actually, before we go into this, I'm going to talk about my account. I have materials to 6-star champions, but I want to wait. 1.10 is supposed to be coming out next month. I'm just so scared to level up anything because I want to see what balancing is coming for champions. I want to see if there's somebody else I could then level up to 6-star and play with, as opposed to stuff I have right now. But anyways, today what I want to go over is the rare champions and see if, after looking at the rare champions in my last video for the part 1, part 2, part 3 of the new champions that just came out, I want to go over and look at rare champions and kind of do a tier list or at least a ranking. We could cherry pick what are the best rare champions, of course, but let's look at what we have and see if there are any that are actually any good for the game, for new players, for free to play, even for players like me who just want to level up a rare champion to 6 and have fun with them and try them out. Let's go into the very first one. We have Crossbow Man. This is like a name of a guy who, if you're the captain and you have your number 1, and then you're gonna go down to the surface of the planet, and all of a sudden you've never seen somebody come before, and they're like, "Oh, Crossbow Man's gonna join us." You know this dude's gonna die right when he goes down with that party. So we have Crossbow Man. He's like an old war veteran. He's been through it for a while. We won't talk like this about the rest of them. We're just going to blow through it. So let's just go through everything we have. I might not read all their abilities. You can see them here. I'm just going to say generally what they have, and then we're just going to move on and see if they're good for any content in the game. So he attacks one time, has a chance to do an extra hit. That's fine. He does increase crit rate, and he has an ability to do a stun and decrease speed, which is really cool, but it's on a 5-turn cooldown, and it's not even 100% chance to apply. That would be good for waves or PvP, but he's got really low HP. He's got good attack for a rare, and he's got good defense. But with that low HP, it's hard to really put these people in there because you're going to have to focus a lot on bringing their HP up if you're going to bring them into any content in the game. He's magic. I still don't see a place for him anywhere. Valerie. Let's see what she's got. She's got some really cool battle lingerie on. I like it. I like it. It's nice. Let's see what she's got. She's got good HP, good defense, decent attack for a rare. She does it off of attack base. She increases the duration of all your buffs on your allies by 1, and then decreases the duration of debuffs by 1, and places an attack buff on you. Very powerful, very good. 3-turn cooldown. They just balanced her recently. It should. Now, I was going to say that they can't put that much text in these blocks, but that's not true. Recently, we've had a lot of champions that just have like a wall of text. What was his name? The Ogren tribe guy that does the poisons on himself. I can't even remember his name right now, but he has like a whole wall of text. So they need to add it in there. Basically, what I'm saying is recently she was balanced to where she could not extend unkillable buffs or immune to damage buffs because people were using her in the clan boss and other things in the game. So I'm almost positive she cannot extend those. So they need to put that in here. They need to update it. But she is good for extending things like counterattack or any other good buffs you have on your champions, shields or whatnot. But she does shields herself. What I really want to know is I want to find a good rare healer that everybody has access to. This girl can be farmed in campaign. So let me know, how well does she heal? She does this. It's on a 5-turn cooldown. It's a long cooldown. But she does shields to everybody for 2 turns, depending on her level. So you want to get her to 60 to have the best shields out there. And then she heals each according to the number of buffs that they're currently under. So does she do shields first? So if I don't have any buffs on and she does this move, does she put shields up and then heal you by a little bit amount because maybe all you have on are these shields, or will she heal you for nothing? And if you do have maybe like 1 or 2 other buffs, how good is this heal? Is it like really tremendous? Let me know if you've played with her. Let me know if you have her up to 50 or 60 and you really used her a lot. I know a lot of people probably do because they used to use her to extend those other crazy buffs that we could get. So, sorry. So let me know. Let me know for sure. We're going to go on to the next one. Grandmaster. If you know Grandmaster back when they had Sir Nick as a fusion, maybe he'll come back for Christmas. You need a Grandmaster for it. You had to pull him for it. So always save every rare and above champion into your vault. I know it's expensive to get all those vault spaces, but save everything. You never know. I don't think he's going to come back. Sir Nick is too strong to be a fusion. He really shouldn't be in there. If you want to dislike, that's fine. I really don't care. He's just too strong to be a fusion. He should not be in a fusion. He's void. His kit is way too strong. So anybody who has him, congratulations. But I really don't think he should come back. But in case he does come back, save this guy. Let's see what he's got. He attacks 3 times. That's good for Fire Knight 20, but he's the wrong affinity. Magic is not good for that. and then he attacks and decreases attack by only 25%, and it's on a cooldown, so that's not very good either. And then does a provoke, and we're not worried about that. So I don't see him. He's got good stats. I like the HP. The attack is low. The defense is good, but that's fine. This is a good stats for a rare if he had a good hit, a good ability. Her battle lingerie isn't as good as the other one. Let's look at what she's got. Attacks 2 times, has a chance to do the good decreased speed, not the lower version of it, so that's always helpful. And then she can cure her. She can continuous heal herself and shield buff only herself on a 3-turn cooldown, and then she does a freeze. So I don't know, you could bring her in waves, and then you could, if a boss is slowable, Dragons is not, so it won't work there. If we got this girl 2 times hit, we could take her into Fire Knight. She could slow down the Fire Knight boss on 20. It's very helpful to have that kind of slow on it if we can get her through the waves. She has good HP. She's got good defense. She can make it for sure. She won't help us clear anything though. She will help us CC, on the waves. She'll help us CC some of the champions in there with this on a 4-turn cooldown. So we'll get a freeze on them, and then we'll get a slow on some people, and she'll heal herself. She's not that bad. I could see bringing her into Fire Knight's 20. For sure, she's got good stats. Let's go on to the next one. Quartier, if I say these names wrong, I apologize. He has low HP, good attack, really good attack, good defense. Let's see if he can lay down some damage. Has a chance to do a freeze, attacks 3 times, 30% chance of removing a random buff. Okay, that's always good. And attack all enemies 2 times, and has a 33% chance of placing a decreased speed. I like this guy. 4-turn cooldown AoE that it hits twice and has a chance to do a 30% decreased speed. That is really strong. And then attacks 3 times and to remove buffs from people. And then you can also do a freeze. This guy isn't bad. We could bring him into Dragons. He's got low HP though, is the only thing I don't like about it. So we're gonna need to make him strong. We could bring him into Dragons, do this AoE to lower their speed on the waves. We could do this to remove buffs if there are buffs on Dragons 20. Everything I talk about is 20, stage 20. I'm not worried about 15. 15s are very easy to clear. Once you get strong enough, once you get your gear, you're not going to have to worry about 15 of anything in the game. 20 is where it's at. That's where you get the 5 and 6 star artifacts, the 5 and 6 star gear. So all we're going to worry about is 20. He's forced, so he's not going to be good for spider. Otherwise, I would like to bring him into spiders, slow all the spiders down, slow the spider balls down, and then remove buff isn't going to matter. And freeze, we could freeze somebody. He's got an interesting kit. I don't think he's bad at all. I'm sure he has a place somewhere. We have Cataphract. Let's see, what does he do? He's got really high HP. Defense attacks okay. He does a decreased accuracy. Decreased accuracy in this game is like the least wanted thing to have. I even think if you decrease the accuracy on bosses, I don't even know if it really matters. Their accuracy is probably so high to do buffs. I don't know. I just don't see it happening. Places, I don't see it useful, I should say. I don't see anybody using it. Places a block debuffs and a 60% increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns. Okay, so it only buffs himself. He doesn't buff anybody else, and he doesn't get a extra turn after. He'll ignore defense if the target has less than 50% HP on a 6-turn cooldown. Wow, that is really long. I don't really see this guy being used anywhere. He's Spirit. I just can't think of somewhere where I'd really want to level this guy to 60 and use him. Conqueror, let's see what he's got. He's got good attack, really good attack for a rare. Everything else is kind of low. Attacks 2 times. He attacks 1 time, removes a random buff from the target. Two random buffs. And then enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. It's on a 4-turn cooldown. I bet it hits really hard. No, it goes to a 3-turn cooldown. I bet this attack hits really hard, and I bet this one is on a 2-turn cooldown. He's got a low cooldowns for everything and hits twice, and he's Spirit. So I don't know. What could we? He can't be revived, right? Yeah. This and he's Spirit. This guy would go well in Ice Golems 20. Ice Golems 20 is magic. No. Is that right? No, Ice Golems 20 is Spirit. Ice Golem 20 is Spirit, so he could go fine in there. If he killed one of the side champions with this, they could not revive. This is on a 3-turn cooldown. That's good. He can remove buffs on waves, and he can hit twice, which doesn't matter there anyway. So that's the only thing he's got going for him is that. Ice Golem 20, I could see this guy being worked in there for a rare. Halberdier. Let's see, what does he have? He has good attack, good defense, low HP again. I think this is the guy, they changed him, right? Increases crit damage by 40%, which is a lot. So you load him up on crit, you load him up on even more crit damage, and you get just like massive hits out of this guy. I think it used to be 60% a long time ago. They've changed it because his attacks one enemy will ignore shield and block damage buffs. So that is really good for Arena to come in there and really whack somebody hard. And he does the actual stronger weaken for 2 turns. Being that he's Spirit with his kit to hit really hard and go through this, I think on stage 15s when there's somebody with like a shield, one of the keeps, maybe he was good on. But again, the keeps don't matter nowadays. You know, you get the 6-star gear, you get, you know, much better substats now. Your guys are stronger. They're coming out with all these new champions that are stronger. 15 doesn't matter whatsoever. You know, Minotaur 15 doesn't matter. I know it might be hard for you right now, but I promise you, once you keep at the game, you get stronger, you get stronger. You won't even care about those 15s. You'll just be throwing anything in there to get through it and just destroying it. Let's see who else we have. Cavalier. No, it's not even Cavalier. It's Cavalier. Something a little bit different than Cavalier. So we have a good HP, good defense. He is a void, so we're at the end here. That's good. We can wrap it up. Attack one enemy 2 times to repeat. He has a chance to repeat this attack again, so he could really attack 4 times. I wonder if he can keep repeating. I doubt it, but he's based off of defense. I like that. So he's doing damage off of defense, has a chance to repeat it. Attack one enemy, 50% chance of placing a stun, and then places an increased defense buff and heal on him on all allies for 2 turns. Okay, so he does a baby heal. He does a baby increased defense for everybody on a 4-turn cooldown for 2 turns. And then he also has the ability to stun and to hit through block damage shields, which really doesn't matter in the, you know, PvE against the level 20s, against the stage 20 bosses, against the waves. There's not a lot of people that, well, there are a few. Sometimes you'll see Crimson Hell, but that was back in the 15 stages. So again, this guy seems interesting. If you have him, I definitely could see he's void, so I could see him being brought into a lot of things. He could be brought into Fire Knights 20. He could be brought into other things, stun somebody in the waves, get you some increased defense and some little heals going up for support, and he's got really good survivability stats to go with it all. Vanguard. I think we just talked about Vanguard yesterday with the, because he's the new one, right? This is the new one we talked about yesterday. If you missed that video, this guy is he's a pretty big joke. He is basically, read over this. Places a decreased defense debuff for 1 turn if the target's defense is lower than this champion's. Who is going to have a lower defense in waves, 20 waves, bosses, clan boss? Nobody is going to have lower defense than this guy. Nobody. The clan boss isn't going to have it for sure, even if you put a decreased 60% defense. And if you have to do all that, why would I need his 30% decreased defense? It doesn't make any sense. He's not going to proc it. It's not going to overwrite it. You don't want it to. And why would he be there then for that? So he cannot even place this on waves in 20 or on the boss in 20. They're all going to have higher defense in this guy. And then it says to provoke if they have a decreased defense. Well, he's not going to be laying down the decreased defense, so he's not going to be provoking. But he has a really cool buff. This is all stuff I talked about in just this last video. Decrease the duration of all buffs on the attacker when hit. So if I attack this guy with the increased attack with shields on and something else, right when I attack him, all those buffs I have on my guy are going to drop by 1 turn or fall off if they're only at 1 turn left. So he's got a great buff. I wish this buff was on a champion that was really good. This guy just came out. It blows my mind. Rebalance this guy right now. Please make this guy useful. Make him useful. Vanguard has a really cool buff. I want to see this guy get some play. Please, Polarium, change these 2 skills completely. Make this guy good. Please. That's it. That's everybody for... That is all the rares for Bannerlords. So really, we haven't seen anybody that really stands out that could be amazing. Maybe this girl right here. If you have her, let me know how her heals are. Let me know what you extend with her. Do you extend counterattack? Do you extend, you know, whatever else? Like I said, you can't do killable anymore. You can't do, you know, block damage anymore. Let me know where you use her and where you might use any of these other ones, because I just don't see any Bannerlord rare getting a lot of play besides Valkyrie. Was it Valerie? Was that her name? Valerie. Other than that, I don't see anybody else. Maybe this Void guy here. And if they change Vanguard, please, even 1.10 is going to come out. Just go in here and code it a little different. Change these names around. Change these skills around. Give this guy something decent, because he's got a really cool passive that could come into play in a lot of things where bosses have buffs on them. The clan boss has a buff on them once they drop below 50% HP, things like that. All right, this video is getting kind of long. I appreciate you all for watching. Help me grow. Like and subscribe. Right above my head, you'll see the SG. You just hit that to subscribe, and I will see you all on the next video.